Hello and welcome to Rue Valley, the newest game to be released under Alpax Games' new publishing arm. Thank you very much to them for the key and for the early access to the game. Rue Valley focuses on the story of one man, caught in a time loop inside of a single town, and it focuses on him trying to figure out the mystery and figure out the mysteries of the town. However, these are not the only problems he has to deal with. He has to deal with his own insecurities and his own mental health issues from being, well, stuck in this never-ending hell. So, let us start a new game and, well, figure out what's going on. Disclaimer: we do not support the use of unprescribed, purple or otherwise medication for mental health and warn that you avoid such things in real life. I understand. Welcome to character creation. Character creation in this game is us picking the character's personality. We're picking it purely by picking our character's flaws. We're picking the things that our character may not be proud of, but who make them who they are. Now, there are a couple of different ways that we could go about this, and I think the best way that we can go about this is looking at the traits that these points can buy us. What exactly do we want? Do we want a character who is awkward and secretive, or do we want a character who is arrogant and nosy? And I think by doing that, it's going to give us a better understanding about how we want to spend different points. But before we do that, let's look at each category and what it actually relates to by looking at how our character is if they have no flaws in it. Top 1. Decisional. We are resolute. You feel neither calculated nor impulsive, but alert and confident. If only you could stay in this state of perfect focus. We, in the social one, are ambiverted. You're neither introverted nor extrovert, and you feel equally fine completely alone as you do surrounded by a huge crowd of people. And then in emotional, you're mindful. You're aware of emotions and don't pretend they are not important, but you won't let them overwhelm you. So, how do we want our character to be? Well, I think the easiest one is I would like her character to be nosy. I think that by far is the easiest one for me because it naturally fits into how I play these sorts of games. I want to be a character who finds out everything about everybody. I want to know all about their childhoods. I want to know what makes all the other characters who they are. I feel like being nosy is actually beneficial to that. Now sure, people might not like that we're nosy, but in terms of things that people don't like, it's quite useful to us. So I think that one works. And it's moved us into the point where we are somewhat extroverted. You often actively seek ways to prolong conversation more than is strictly necessary. Yes, definitely, 100%. Now that we've done that, I have to mention something else about character creation. If we, for instance, were to go up to 5 points here, you might be thinking that, oh, okay then, I've only got 4 points left. That means I don't necessarily need to take points in emotional and decisional, because I put tons of points into social. However, if we look here, the max amount of points we can spend is 3, meaning that we have to put points in all 3 categories. I only bring this up because it was a workaround that I saw. I was like, oh, wait a second, you might not have to do that. And then saw that it wouldn't let you. So, yes, we are going to have to choose flaws in all 3 categories. Now, you don't have to go far enough that you actually get a trait. You just have to put a point in. However, I think that looking at the traits that are available and thinking about what we would want and what would be interesting for a playthrough definitely makes sense. Now, in terms of interesting for a playthrough, I think something like guilt-ridden could be quite interesting. Either guilt-ridden or dramatic. I think it's a lot better than unkind and cynical. I don't think it's particularly fun to play a character who is necessarily that unkind, unless you're going for a very specific type of playthrough. Well, guilt-ridden, I think there's something that you can work with there. I think there's something that you can work with, and it could explain our character maybe being prone to being overly helpful, right? If we have a constant feeling of guilt over something, then it might lead to us feeling like we have to get involved in other characters' business, that we might have to actively go out into the world and help out, right? Because of our internalized guilt. So we're going to be guilt-ridden. As a somewhat sensitive person, you easily empathize with others and are prone to surrender to your own emotions. Okay. Now we get to this point. Do we want to be impulsive or calculated? Now, impulsive is reckless and impatient, while calculated is indecisive and paranoid. This, I think, is quite difficult for me to decide between. And I think that means I have to go for indecisive. Because if I'm finding it difficult to decide between whether I'm on this side or this side, I'm probably on the indecisive side. Yes, you're somewhat calculated, but what's wrong with finding patterns and recognizing connections? Exactly. Now we get into an even more difficult point. Now we could just put 1 point in the center of all of these. We could just do this, right? And that's perfectly acceptable. However, if we do that, we don't have a second trait. The question is whether we want one. I am kind of tempted to go dramatic, guilt-ridden and dramatic about it. Like actively going out and showing how guilt-ridden we are, I think could be interesting. I kind of feel like I might do that. Let's go there. As a highly sensitive person, you recognize life for what it is, a constant rollercoaster of joy and suffering. In your experience, mostly suffering. And then here, we got 1 extra point to spend. I'm going to go here. We're going to be a little bit more nosy. Yes, you're quite extroverted, but not to the extent that leaves people nonplussed. Plus is more of a plus, A plus 3 to be precise. But I don't really get that, but we will hold to wake up. The frenetic sound of a century-old clock nudges you back to the present. The stale air perfectly complements the image of the old motel room.
Still with me, Mr. Harrell?
Traits. Your personality traits determine your dialogue options. Some options will only be available if you have a certain trait, while others might be blocked by that same trait. Remember, traits are neither good nor bad. They are a crucial part of role-playing a character with a real personality. I understand. Okay, so I can nod, say you have my full attention, or I'm terribly sorry my mind just wandered off. Could you repeat that, please? We'll say that one. He smiles.
No worries, Mr. Harrell. I'm aware that you may be experiencing a slight lack of motivation right now.
Status effects. Red ribbons on the character portrait show the status effects your character currently has. Status effects have a negative impact on your personality and dialogue options. I understand. Total lack of motivation. It's not that you don't want to do all sorts of things, it's more like you lack the capacity to even initiate most of them. What is left of you is a creature driven by its base needs and quirks. Slight lack of motivation, more like total lack of motivation. You'd rather stay in bed all day instead of attending this farce they call therapy in the middle of nowhere.
And we'll surely be coming back to this condition of yours later during our sessions.
Personality. Your personality is represented in this part of the screen. It shows your personality axis that you defined during character creation as well as the trait that you chose. Select a trait to see what it does. Okay.
But for now, I just want you to acknowledge its existence and try to stay aware of it at all times, if possible.
Silence befalls the room. A muffled clanging sound from outside, only making the moment more uncomfortable. So, because I have dramatic, I can't say, or I can't lie and say that I'm fine. I'll say, I'll try.
That's good to hear. Now, in order to keep us focused, I always limit the session length to exactly 1 hour, hence the alarm. However, since this is your first session, I'll allow a few questions, if there's anything.
Why do we have to do this here in the middle of nowhere?
It may be hard to understand the need for isolation at first, but my methods require complete divergence from the client's regular way of life, as well as temporary distancing from their social groups and circles. This place is ideal in that regard. However, it's understandable that you need a period of adaptation to both this idea and to your new surroundings. That's also why I haven't asked you to hand over your phone. Yet. But please don't be alarmed. We'll talk about everything in due time.
Alright. Nosy coming in handy. So you live here? He smiles.
I'm flattered that you're interested in getting to know more about me. But we're not here to discuss my life. In fact, getting personal may derail our progress. Any other questions?
Is another session really necessary? I was hoping this would be a one-time thing.
Mr. Harrow, your case is not to be underestimated. We need to assess the situation carefully.
Your case. Not so long ago, nobody cared about what you do, yet now suddenly your business is everyone's business.
This first session is more for you to get acquainted with me and my methods. We have a long road ahead of us. Anything else?
Why can't you simply state that I'm fine so we can both move on with our lives?
Mr. Harrow.
He looks you straight in the eye. You know very well that is out of the question. To dismiss you right at the start would be negligence on my part, to say the least. Besides, I'm your therapist now, and when I see a person in need, I cannot ignore that. Not professionally, not personally. He looks away, stern-faced.
I've never let a client down, and I'm not about to start now.
He glances at the clock, almost too fast for you to notice.
All right then. That's it for today. You should go and check in at the office. Your room is probably ready by now.
Okay. Oh, and out we go. Next to you is the source of the clangs you heard from inside. A young woman beating up an old vending machine.
Give me my coffee, you jerk!
Okay. Use this to run. Got it. Hello. She's pounding the life out of the poor machine. I will observe her actions closely. She's completely focused on the ancient machine and mumbling something under her breath. From time to time, though, a grunt or a few words are loud enough to make out.
Spit it out already!
Could she be here for therapy as well? Who knows, but unlike you, she definitely looks like she needs it. Well, means a poor woman, she should consult with a real professional, not a charlatan like Dr. Fink, or nobody needs to be sent away from their home to this dump regardless of their mental state. Let's say nobody needs to be sent here. And yet, what is to be done with lunatics like her? Let them rage around freely, yelling and kicking vending machines wherever they go? There must be a better way to help a distressed person. Perhaps you could speak with her, see if you could help somehow. Or is that too much to ask right now? Well, no, because I have a total lack of motivation, I can't speak with her. Alright, well, see you later.
Come on,
Ooh.
you thief!
Machine wheezes in suffering. I don't know why I was so excited to check the ice machine. I mean, what was I expecting to
I'll break
find?
you open if I have
Ice?
to.
Might as well do what we were told to do here. Wait, can I have this? It's coiled like a sleeping serpent. No, but I can look at it.
Yes, Rue Valley Motel. Our Coral Destiny internet antenna is down?
All the attention of the girl behind the counter is occupied by the ongoing phone call.
Mm-hmm.
She responds to the person on the other end. Social check. Try to get her attention. Okay. Failure. Too extroverted. Oh, I see. Is easy. Just be loud enough and she won't be able to ignore you. I'm gonna ring the death bell and smile. She turns to you, clearly annoyed by the bell.
Please sit down, sir. I will be with you in a moment.
And before you get a chance to say anything, she returns to her call with no sign that she's about to end it in a moment, or anytime soon for that matter. Well, let's eavesdrop a little bit. In a bout of curiosity, you lean closer and prick up your ears, hoping you'll catch what the other person is saying too. Alas, what little you manage to comprehend is the unmistakable drone of customer service, their bored soul thinly veiled by artificial cheer, uttering platitudes so dull you'd prefer listening to your cardboard decompose.
No, the repair tech already came yesterday. Said the internet will be up by noon today.
She says to the person on the other side of the call. Soon your curiosity subdues as your attention slowly breaks down, but you still keep mindlessly listening to the receptionist's call for some time.
Yes, I have rebooted the modem.
You tried plugging it, or unplugging it and plug it back in again? Killing time. Time in the game does not progress outside of dialogue, so in order to wait until certain events happen, you need to find a way to kill time. Usually you can do that with various items and interactions around you. For example, reading a book, scrolling through your phone, or just chilling in a cozy chair. I understand. Well, what are we gonna do?
Of course it's urgent. Our guests don't have Wi-Fi, the credit card
let's look
machines
out the
are dead,
window.
We can't access reservations.
The relentless dirt has smudged and stained the glass. Beyond is the endless flat of the desert. Its vastness is hypnotizing. I'm going to stare through the window to pass some time. Until she finishes the call? Beyond the empty parking lot, there's only barren desert, stretching for as far as the eye can see. Its emptiness is drawing you in. Uh-huh. You hear the receptionist mutter as if answering some unasked question of yours. And then, you notice small patches of green hidden in the sand. Seems there is always something to be found in nothingness if you stare at it long enough. I will contemplate this profound insight. Is nothingness just an illusion? Emptiness but a result of failure to find those little somethings hiding deep inside? Is it possible to find something even inside the most hollow thing, only by observing it over and over again until something eventually appears? The possibility unsettles you, but at the same time your mind seems to lock itself down, unable or unwilling to continue. So you stay in this clinch, unwilling to discard the thought, but unable to proceed. Oh? I guess that was time passing. After a while, the window stops being interesting. Minutes pass, but the phone call is still not at its end.
Mm-hmm.
She responds to the person on the other end. Well, we've already had a look out the window. Let's maybe switch it up a little bit here. What are my other options? I
Listen,
highlight everything.
I know what I'm talking about. Your repair
What about
tech
this
said
door?
It was fixed. Can you just...
Oh, alright. Just investigating now. A lot of random boxes in all shapes and sizes. Some of them are labelled Ben. One says documentation. Alright. Well, I'm sure there's nothing more we need to know about that.
No, I don't want a customer satisfaction survey. Hi, yes, Coral
Let's
Destiny Antenna,
try-
Rue Valley Motel.
Ooh, the
Case
seat.
number? It's 6AU.
This chair looks very old, but sturdy. I'll sit down. A chair is not a bed, but let's be honest, it's better than standing. I'm gonna mess with my phone while I wait. The phone bleeps to life with a lock screen that's obviously years old. If it wasn't a collection of pixels, it would be musty with age and neglect. I'm going to play a quick match of hyper-casual protagonists. Until she finishes the call. The first wave of tiny bow-tie wearing antagonists appear on your phone screen. Touch one of them. You tap the one carrying a golden fork, and he instantly turns into an amorphous purple splotch. A matching splotching sound effect plays at the same time, further confirming that the bow-tie wearing, golden fork carrying antagonist is no more. I guess I'm supposed to squash them all. I'm going to sigh and continue squashing them. As your mind spins around the absurdity of this game, and while your fingers roam aimlessly around the screen, a group of tiny bow-tie wearing antagonists gather near the pile of boxes at the bottom of the screen. I'm going to keep squashing them. As soon as you're about to get the one with the goatee, a slightly larger antagonist with a monocle and pocket watch enters the play area. I'm going to try and understand what's going on. You stare at the bunch of random characters on the screen, but the sense of it all escapes you. Why are they gathering around that pile of boxes? Well, I am going to tap the pile of boxes. Absolutely nothing happens, they keep gathering around. Let's tap on the big guy. Press your finger against the monocled watchman, maybe a bit too hard. The tip of your finger slips and you almost drop your phone. You look at the screen after your heart almost skipped a beat and see that the whole screen is taken up by bold fat lettering saying, Temporal Disruption. What the hell is going on? The letters disappear and you notice that the whole screen is frozen. The antagonists gathered around the pile of boxes stand still in their weirdest poses. Let's look to see if there's anything different on the screen. There is! A small timer at the edge of the screen is ticking down. And it's gone. The screen comes alive for a split second and the antagonists unfreeze and continue to antagonize the pile of boxes. And before you get the chance to do anything, the whole phone is covered in black. Out of the blackness, disappearing red letters appear. Protagonist defeated. I'm going to quit the game. With a quick swipe and a finger flick, the game is gone and you're back to staring at your old wallpaper. The receptionist is still arguing with the internet service provider and you're getting restless. Uh-huh. She responds to the person on the other end. Well, I'm just going to sit in my chair now. Until she finishes the call. The easiest thing yet so hard. Try anyway. Time is relative. It flies when you're having fun, but lately for you, it has been practically standing still. Time goes by and the girl at the reception desk is still talking.
Misheard? No, she said Sunday noon. I wrote it down. I'm not... Sunday or later? That's... No. This is such a waste of time.
Finally, the girl ends her eternal call.
Oh, I'm so sorry for the wait. That was a super important call and I had to take it right now. There was literally no other way. Hopefully you didn't mind waiting.
And what was that call about?
Well, it was, a super important call.
She looks you in the eyes and makes a face so solemn you wonder if she's mocking you.
All right then, let's get you into your room.
The sudden enthusiasm in her voice catches you unawares. What's the deal with this girl?
So, number 6. That's the last one on the second floor. Everything's ready for you. And...
She raises her hand, holding a piece of blue and red plastic.
This is your key card.
I'm going to say thank you and reach towards the key card. You stretch your arm politely, hoping she'll hand you the card, but she's completely ignoring your gesture and excitedly waving it about.
Oh, I see you're confused by this. You were expecting an old-fashioned key, weren't you? Well, we've decided to modernize for a number of reasons.
I'm genuinely interested. Let's patiently listen to her story.
Actually, one reason, to be perfectly honest, the guests just kept on losing their keys. It was exhausting, and my dad didn't like the cost of replacing so many locks.
So your dad is the owner of this motel?
Yeah, he bought it from the previous owner when she realized she'd had enough of Rue Valley, So, yes, we decided to use electronic key cards. Cost us a lot to implement, but now when a guest loses their key, we only need to replace a piece of programmable plastic.
Well, it doesn't look like I'm saying this out loud, so I'm going to do guilt-ridden. It's my fault for looking like I'm interested in chatting. Well, being so slow and lethargic certainly adds to the impression of a person with a lot of time to waste. Listening to her story is unbearable, but it's your punishment. While taking a breath between two sentences, she takes a look at your sad face only to continue.
How great is that? It makes my life so much easier.
She takes a deep breath, planning to continue, but a notification sound from her phone interrupts her. She immediately grabs the phone, smiles, and starts typing a message, as if she suddenly forgot she was talking with you. But after a few seconds, she puts the phone down and hands you the keycard.
So, here's your key card, and I'll need your signature here.
Inventory. Items you pick up are stored here. While not in dialogue, you can select them and interact with them. Also, some items will show more information on their icon. For example, Wi-Fi availability or battery level on your phone. I understand. She puts some kind of document on the counter. Sign it.
Thank you. I'm here if you need anything. Enjoy your stay.
Bye. So we got our key card and we got our phone. Well, guess it's time to leave. So second floor, and I've already forgotten which one it was. I think it's the one at the end. You know what? Go back down the stairs. I want to read that poster. We're just getting some cardio in here. The colours have been bleached by the sun, but you can still make out the image of an orange setting sun, as well as the words Rue Valley written above the illustration. Inspect it. The picture is quite detailed, but the colours have been obliterated by the sun, making it impossible to discern the main subject, let alone the finer details. You squint your eyes and try to make sense of the confusing shapes, but everything seems blurred and distorted. However, as you keep looking, you finally start to see a magnificent stage, a ballerina dancing gracefully, a lively group of musicians, and an audience dressed in formal attire. Let's check out the stage. The stage is adorned with elegant curtains, and a strange chandelier is hanging from the edge of the poster. Ballerina? A ballerina wearing a tutu stands in the center of the poster, on point, with her arms gracefully extended above her head, almost like she's waving to you. And the orchestra? The varnished wood of the violins is reflecting the orange hues of the setting sun. The curved bodies of cellos stand tall and proud, and the trumpet player holds his instrument with arched back, his silhouette reminiscent of a tree struck by lightning. And the audience? The men appear to be dressed in tuxedos, the women in elegant evening gowns. They seem to be fixated on the stage, their overly stylized faces seemingly expressing a range of emotions from awe to excitement. How did the poster for such a highbrow event end up on the wall of a rundown motel in the middle of nowhere? Something is odd here. Well, if I didn't have absolutely no motivation, then I would have a look, but nope, I'm done. I think we're going to have to find some motivation at some point, otherwise our investigative skill is going to be sadly hampered. This is 6, yeah, one at the end. Wonderful. The paint is peeling from the wood of the door, but number 6 is new, shiny and chrome. I'm going to try the knob. You press the knob and push the door, half expecting it to work. It's locked. Try it again. Still locked. Alright, unlock it. A tiny green dot of light shows up near the knob. The door is unlocked. Enter the room. This is us here. What's this? List of rules. You can't be bothered with that right now. Oh, okay then. Let's unpack. Hundreds of strangers have slept in this bed, leaving behind flakes of dead skin. Still, you can't wait to jump into the sheets and contribute to the collection. Unfortunately, between you and the object of your desire, on the folded sheets lies a dusty suitcase. Your suitcase, the smallest one you own. I can't deal with this right now, I'm just going to put it away. Yeah, it's such a chore. But the more you prolong it, the worse it will get. If you don't unpack now, it will feel ever harder and more pointless to do it later. Step by step, a simple act of unpacking will become an insurmountable burden, and even thinking about it will make you feel weak and powerless. Do you really want to crawl back into that deep, black pit? I can't go back to that. Never. Open the suitcase. There's not much in the suitcase. Spare clothes, a phone charger, a toothbrush, and a couple of other items. You really weren't planning on staying here long. Well, you better see if they have laundry facilities. Sessions, Dr. Fink said. Days or weeks, months even? Okay. Let's try and unpack the suitcase. Success! Wonderful. You plug in your phone charger above the bedside cabinet, put your spare clothes in the closet, your slippers next to your bed, and your toothbrush in a cup under the bathroom mirror. And now that the suitcase has been dealt with, this motel room is officially your home. Or like a prison, we'll say dramatically. Well now, you could describe it that way too. Alright. What else have we got here? Let's go into the bathroom. Alright. There are so many dark patches There are so many dark patches that this can barely be called a mirror. A small cup holds your implements of oral hygiene. Let's look at the mirror. The mirror splotches make interesting patterns on your face. They conceal a dark circle here, a mole there, a patch of wrinkles. I've wasted my life so far, now I'm getting old. You're not as old as you look. Half of it is probably just due to poor hydration. You've more than enough time left to waste. Let's look again. A stranger who looks exactly like you is looking you straight in the eye. Well, let's brush our teeth. You grab the toothbrush from the cup. Well, okay, I'm going to put some toothpaste on it. You squeeze an appropriate amount of toothpaste onto your brush. Now we're going to wet the toothbrush. I feel like I'm being tested and judged. As soon as you turn on the tap, a horrible smell fills your nostrils. It's like there's a plumbing issue in hell and that all that blocked sewage is feeding directly into this faucet. Then you see the water streaming out. Oh, we got an achievement for that. For sounding palate, craving a splash of... And I think I missed the rest of that. And maybe that's for the best. Then you see the water streaming out of the tap. It's a robust shade of jet black mixed with chunks of silt. Uh-huh. Well, I changed my mind. I'm not touching that water. Yeah. The tap lets out a sad squeal. Okay, well, we attempted to brush our teeth. We did our best. Let's sit in the chair now. This armchair looks exactly like the one in Dr. Fink's room. Sit down. You sit in the chair and accept its coziness. Uh-huh. Let's mess with our phone. With a gentle touch, the phone screen turns on again. No, I don't need to waste any time. Let's put the phone back in my pocket. Okay. Get up. I'm also not going to sleep in the chair. I get the feeling that sleeping in the chair is for people who can't unpack their suitcase. Despite the tight sheets and crisp-looking pillow, the bed reeks of dust and age. Let's crawl into the bed. Alright, well, that's not quite what I expected, but it works. It creaks and squirms as you crawl into it. You try to make yourself comfortable, but the overly soft mattress swallows you up. As soon as your head touches the rough pillow, though, tiredness overwhelms you. Coming to this nowhere motel to attend therapy you don't need has drained you both physically and mentally. Yeah. I think one of my first questions is, what caused us to be sent to therapy here? Like, a total lack of motivation isn't good, but it doesn't seem like enough to be sent to an experimental therapy seemingly against our will. You're desperate to get some sleep, yet after weeks of wakeful nights, you know it won't come that easy. I'm going to close my eyes and hope sleep will come. Your ears are pierced by a ringtone that you swore you changed years ago. Let's see who's calling. The screen simply reads, unknown number. You feel betrayed by your own phone masking the identity of the mysterious caller. I'll answer it. I'm curious.
Hello, sir. Am I speaking with Eugene Harrow?
The line crackles heavily as if the man is speaking from the distant past. Who wants to know?
My name is Percy Rugger, and I'm a senior sales executive at Ulterior Paralegal Exploits Consultancy. We'd like to offer our help regarding your case.
My case?
Well, if my information is correct, you have recently been unjustly forced to participate in treatment which, in our opinion, may have consequences not aligned with your best interests. Now, I'm sure you're quite concerned, Mr. Harrow, but don't worry. We're here to help you regain your rights.
Okay. Because I'm indecisive, I can't tell him I'm not interested, so... Are you referring to my psychotherapy here in Rue Valley?
Mr. Harrow, let me be frank with you. I have no idea where this true valley of yours is, but we will work together to put an end to this undue response to your, well, unique situation. I mean, we have only known each other for a couple of minutes, and I can already see what a strong-willed individual you are. You know what you want, and nothing will stop you from getting it.
Is that the impression we've given?
So I presume you're ready for the next step in our cooperation?
Well, because I'm indecisive, I can't say yes or no, so I have to say, well, do I have to decide right now? This is all happening so suddenly.
I completely understand what you're trying to say, Mr. Harrow. To make things easier for you, I'll simply write down your general consent here and forward your case to my colleagues in our paralegal department. They'll contact you shortly. Well, Mr. Harrow, it was a colossal pleasure talking with you. Juice!
Before you have a chance to say anything, the phone line is already dead. But at least now you know that you're not the only one who realizes the absurdity of this mandated psychotherapy. Well, attempt 2 at sleep. And, as your mind begins to drift, reality fades away. For a precious moment there's only darkness and silence, but your mind refuses to calm down, and soon your thoughts start chasing each other in circles. Mind map. Memories. This is your mind map. It is a representation of all the memories you have and how they are connected. When a new memory is available, you can recall it by selecting and activating it. Once the memory is activated, it can open dialogue choices in relation to that memory. I understand. Okay. So what have I got? I'm just gonna click something. We'll see. The image of the young woman flashes before your mind's eye. She's punching and kicking the old vending machine. Could she be here for therapy as well? I'll ignore her. But now we've got her in our mind map. We know that she is somebody, and we can connect her to something. It is what it is. You have nothing to say, nothing to do, just the bare minimum. Okay, so we have a memory about her. Gideon Fink. Out of your swirling images, the bushy eyebrows of your new psychotherapist emerge, bouncing up and down as he talks.
Still with me, Mr. Harrow?
I'm terribly sorry, I wandered off. Could you repeat that, please? He's so boring, you almost fell asleep, and you apologize to him? You're such a doormat. You've survived the first session of your psychotherapist, Dr. Gideon Fink. Despite your effort to act normal, it seems he plans to keep you here for some time. So what's this one? Percy Rugger. You see yourself lying in bed in your new motel room, holding your phone next to your right ear.
My name is Percy Rugger, and I'm a senior sales executive at the Interior Paralegal Exploits Consultancy. We'd like to offer our help regarding your case.
My case? Oh, come on. You know what he's talking about. You received a phone call from Percy Rugger, a senior sales executive at Ulterior Paralegal Exploits Consultancy. And then we have Robin Fleming. The blur of half-formed memories and impressions, an image of the receptionist emerges. You're desperately trying to catch her attention, but she's completely engrossed in the ongoing phone call. Ring the desk bell and smile. You were so full of yourself, she probably despises you now. Like everyone else. The motel receptionist is very talkative, it says there. As your consciousness keeps spinning around, the carousel of recent experiences warps into a single vision, suspended between sleep and waking. Oh? What is this? You find yourself staring at the smallest suitcase you own, perched on rumpled motel sheets. Everything is packed: clothes, phone charger, toothbrush, and a couple of other items. I'm ready to go home. As you reach for the handle, you notice a toothless gap, as if the suitcase forgot to fully exhale. Then the gap widens just a little and something shifts inside. The suitcase jerks. Well, I better shut it tight first. But the suitcase feels too alive. With a loud hiss, the seam splits and a snake's head appears, lidless eyes fixed on yours. Then more hisses follow, and more snakes emerge, liquid as death and cold as oil. Their bodies twist into knots, ready to spill all over the sweaty sheets. Close it, close it. You slam the lid down. The latch snaps shut, silencing the hissing, for now. I need to check out. Let's bring the suitcase along. Nobody will notice. As you descend the stairs, the midday heat pricks your neck with sweat and the suitcase shifts slightly in your grip. Better not think about it. It's just clothes, phone charger, toothbrush, and a couple of other items. You enter the reception area. No one's here, and even the AC is turned off. The air is hostile and heavy. You can't wait here, it's too hot. On a desk, a stack of pristine checkout forms sits beside a pen. Perhaps you can just do it yourself? Yeah, let's get this over with and fill out the form. Name, date of birth, length of stay, but a single mischievous drop of ink escapes the pen and begins swelling into a blot, a puddle, a pond spreading across the form as sweat spreads across your shirt. Let's go for another form. We messed that one up. You slap the new form over the old one. The blot seeps upwards. Your sweat drips downwards. The paper becomes a battleground of stains. Your tongue feels swollen. Your throat dry. It's no use. Just keep writing. You write all the words in black on a completely black paper and sign it in black. Not your fault, after all. But as we are guilt-ridden, we know it is. You did what you could. Now it's time to leave and find something to drink. Get out already. The parking lot shimmers in the heat, asphalt soft underfoot. Across it, the vending machine glows like a mirage. Its glass fogged with condensation. Insert coin, press the button. Machine hums, light, flickering, but no bottle comes out. Let's do it again. You drop another coin, clink, press, hum, still nothing. Again. The world narrows to the clink of metal, the press of your finger, the machine's empty whir. Maybe this time, it'll work. Oh? The checkout. Dream. You tried to leave this damned motel and all that therapy nonsense behind, but everything keeps falling apart. We can try and recall it. Not enough willpower. Don't worry, it wasn't even a real memory. But it is an embodiment of my feelings. More like a random neural activity in your brain. Synapses sparking from nothing. Best forget about it. It didn't feel random at all. Could be, but are you strong enough to remember it? Brave enough to confront it? No, I have no motivation. No, not yet. Vroom screech. The sound of a car engine and screeching tires urges you to open your eyes, bring you back to miserable reality once again. Your head is still spinning in a whirlwind of uncontrollable thoughts. Your nostrils pick up a curious smell of dust, and your throat is as dry as a desert. Status effects. Some status effects can have a greater impact on your personality. Thirsty, for example, nudges you just 1 point towards the impulsive side, but some other status effects have a much greater influence, and in some cases drastically change the personality you defined in character creation. Okay, so this one moves us closer to impulsive, and that means I've lost my indecisiveness a little bit. In fact, I've lost the trait of indecisiveness altogether. Okay, I guess because we have something concrete that we want. Alright. It was foolish to hope you'd fall asleep. Well, let's get up and try and find some water. Okay, well, it's probably outside. Ooh. God damn it. You hear the man yell from inside his vehicle. Even through the tinted windshields, you can feel his frustration. Come on, start, you piece of shit. Judging by the careless driving you just witnessed, the man is either under the influence or another patient of Dr. Fink's. This maniac is about to kill somebody. Most likely himself. Come to think of it, could that be exactly what he's trying to do? I'd rather not think about that right now. Right, let's find something to drink. Well, vending machine seems like an idea, although it didn't work so well in our dream. Head down here. I like that he put his hood up. That's kind of neat. Right. Oh! You jump as if someone grabbed you in the stomach, or jabbed you in the stomach. For a split second, the whole world was exploding, but it was just a thunderclap, the loudest one you ever witnessed. At least my reflexes still work. As well as your heart is racing from the sudden shock. But there's nothing to use this unwanted excess of adrenaline for, so it keeps lingering, eating you from the inside out while you stand alone and thirsty in the middle of the empty parking lot. Well, let's keep going towards the vending machine. And let's try it. The battered machine seems to be decades old, except for a newly installed, comically large reddish button. Check the label on the reddish button. It reads, "Drinking water for the people of Rue Valley, free of charge, courtesy of Coral Destiny." Press it. With a bang and a clang, the machine vomits out a bottle of water. Alright. The almost frozen plastic feels slippery in your sweaty hand. You can't wait to drain it of the precious fluid. Oh, I'm going to just do that here. The label on the bottle reads Coral Destiny. Drink it. Your thirst screams at you to gulp down the whole bottle right now, but there's no need to hurry. Take it one sip at a time. Alright. Ooh. Suddenly, the night sky turns blood red and you feel an infinite scream passing through everything. Unbearable anxiety washes over you. Hide. But you can't hide from the whole sky on fire any better than you can from your own past. Anxious apprehension. At least I don't have to face it. Close my eyes. This is a new thing that we have here, which adds 2 calculated and 2 sensitive. So our calculated has gone up to paranoid, and sensitive we're well off the deep end of dramatic. I see. We have deep inner turmoil. Something's terribly wrong, perhaps everything, and it makes you feel tense and paralyzed at the same time. Your eyelids connect, darkness greets you for a mere second, but as always, the carousel of suffering starts spinning immediately. How do I stop? That's easy, simply stop being you. What kind of answer is that? The receptionist says whimsically, emerging from the whirlwind.
You weren't expecting an old-fashioned tea, were you?
No, I was expecting an answer. But the receptionist disappears, and instead the fiery sky begins burning its way through the darkness, cutting several straight, narrow slits in your closed eyelids. I want this to stop. I'm going to squeeze my eyelids tighter. That'll fix it. Well then, keep craving, keep clinging, keep suffering. I have no choice.
Still with me, Mr. Harrow?
Stop the carousel and focus on something else. Surely there's something pleasant to think of instead of this bushy-eyebrowed psychotherapist and this lame excuse for therapy. Think of something interesting. But Dr. Fink only seems to become more real.
Mr. Harrow, can you hear me?
Yes, sorry.
It's all right.
He pauses for a moment.
I'm aware that you may be experiencing a slight lack of motivation right now, and will surely be coming back to this condition of yours.
Lack of motivation? That's the least of your worries while your mind is filled with this crushing, overwhelming sense of impending... Wait, did you hear that? A muffled sound of metallic clanging from the outside diverts your frail attention. For some unknown reason, your heartbeat accelerates and cold sweat appears in your armpits.
At all times, if possible.
The doctor finishes, apparently expecting some sort of answer from you. I'm terribly sorry, my mind wandered off. Could you repeat that, please? He smiles.
No worries, Mr. Harrow. You seem to have had enough talk for today anyway.
He stops and gives you a concerned look.
Mr. Harrow, you're shaking. Are you feeling unwell?
Well, you endured the whole session stoically so far. But this one moment of anxiety, it could completely ruin your chances of being sent back home anytime soon. Let's try and act like the stable, well-adjusted person that I am. Total failure, too sensitive. You open your mouth with the intention of convincing him that you're fine, but the stress is just too high to control and it instantly overwhelms you. I'm gonna panic, hyperventilate, and repeat. Your heart speeds up, your breathing follows, and soon you start feeling dizzy, and then you feel it, a sharp chest pain. Oh no, am I having a panic attack? Yes. This realization makes you panic even more, which further accelerates your breathing.
Easy, Mr. Harrow. You're not having a heart attack or anything similar. Trust me. You're just getting too much oxygen. Let's try breathing through pursed lips as if we're blowing out a candle. This will help.
No. He's trying to kill me. I need oxygen. I'm gonna breathe even faster now.
Mr. Harrow?
Did I pass out?
Only for a few seconds. No need to worry. Just take it easy. Feeling a little better?
He smiles.
Good.
He pauses for a moment.
May I ask, how is your sleep these days?
I haven't slept in months, my overdramatic self says.
Is that so?
He seems to inspect the dark circles under your eyes.
Well then, if you happen to have trouble falling asleep tonight...
He opens his hand, revealing a single purple pill lying on his palm. There's no reflection in his glasses. Above them is a pair of bushy eyebrows. Let's reach for the pill.
Remember, what I'm giving you is a mild, non-prescription herbal hypnotic drug. Nothing more.
Alright, let's take it.
Hopefully it'll help you calm down and get some rest tonight. We'll continue tomorrow. All right then. Now you only need to pick up the key card for your room. And I'll call the receptionist to make sure everything is in order. Sounds good?
Thank you. Okay. Now, we get to have a look around this room. It's 4 minutes past 8 in the evening. What about over here? List of rules? I can't be bothered with right now. I see. Lack of
The exit is
motivation.
behind you. That's the bathroom.
May I use it, please?
Of course.
What's he got in here? The book's cover is dominated by a stunning redhead, her face elegantly made up, her dress tight. Shadows gather all around her, but a gun in her hand shows she's ready for any threat. Not to mention that with that décolletage, she's definitely dressed to kill. Above the woman, the title, Lilith Undercover. Below, the author's name, T.J. Sampson. Well, I don't have any motivation, so I'm just going to ignore that. Let's have a look here. A terrified and confused man meets your gaze from the other side of the mirror. He looks exactly like you, but somehow doesn't feel like you. What's happening to me? You must have gotten lost in thought for a moment while the doctor was speaking. It couldn't have possibly happened more than a couple of minutes ago. It feels like an hour has passed since. And then, the sound of that old alarm clock awakened you from a daydream you can't remember, and this overwhelming tsunami of dread appeared out of nowhere. Okay. Well, I'm going to have a little look and see what the doctor keeps in this cabinet. Toothpaste, a roll of toilet paper, and a bottle of whiskey. Let's look at the label. An illustration depicts a stoic, armored warrior, icicles clinging to his mustache as he stares blankly through a bottle clutched in his bare frozen hand. Below the figure, in a purple old-fashioned font, it says, Numb night, sour mash. The recipe stays the same. 40% alcohol by volume, 80 proof. I'll take a few sips of whiskey. Oh, doctor's prescription. Sip from Fink's secret stash or take the purple pill or either or both. Okay. A strong, harsh-tasting liquid fills your mouth. After you swallow it, a dark, nutty and salty flavor undertone begins emerging. So, tipsy. You're not exactly drunk, but it has dulled your anxiety a bit and opened you up to other people, as well as to all kinds of spur-of-the-moment decisions you might regret later. So we are now an extra bit impulsive. So we're well off the deep end in impulsive. We're now arrogant as well. Actually, that's impulsive is here. So we're no longer paranoid. So drinking has made us less paranoid, but it has made us arrogant. You may come off like you think you're better than everyone else, but really you're just confident and enjoy sharing how you feel. And we are now a little bit more indifferent, opposed to sensitive, but we were so far off the end here that it hasn't adjusted this in the slightest. Alright, let's leave the bottle. Alright. Because of my anxious apprehension, I'm going to splash some water on my face to calm myself down. As soon as you turn on the tap, a horrible smell fills the room as a stream of black water flows out of the old pipe. Yeah, somehow this doesn't surprise you. Instead, it's almost like you expected it to happen. No, I'm not going to touch that water. Alright. Let's leave. I'm also not going to have the purple pill with the water, because I already know
yourself?
what the water's like.
Feeling a bit better now?
I'm going to say much better.
That's good to hear. See you tomorrow, Mr. Harrow.
Bye. Alright. The source of the clangs is a young woman beating up an old vending machine. For some unknown reason, looking at her makes you even more nervous. Hello. She's still wailing on the poor machine and it's driving you crazy. I'm just gonna get away from her.
Come on, you thief!
Alright. Well, let's continue doing what we were told to do.
The text said it'd be up by noon today, but it's 8 p.m. now.
All the attention of the girl behind the counter is being hogged by the ongoing phone call.
Of course it's urgent. Our guests don't have Wi-Fi, the credit card machines are dead, we can't...
She pauses for a second.
Oh, hold on, I have someone on the other line.
She presses a button on the phone.
Hello, reception? Oh, what can I do for you, Dr. Fink? If it's about the Wi-Fi,
She pauses again and directs her gaze towards you.
Yes, he's here. Of course, no problem.
In an instant, a realization dawns on you. Because of your panicked outburst at the end of the session, Dr. Fink must have warned the receptionist of your condition. Well, I am going to wink at her. She winks back at you, then smiles as she touches the button again.
Hello? I'm very sorry. I will have to call you back later. Bye.
She ends the call and turns to you.
Hello, Mr. Harrow. How are you? Are you ready to check in?
She continues in the same breath, without waiting for your answer.
Everything is in perfect order. Don't you worry a bit about anything.
Of course, our guilt-ridden self will say sorry.
Apology accepted. Okay, let's get you into your room.
Her voice is full of enthusiasm.
So, number 6. That's the last one on the second floor. Everything's ready for you. And...
She raises her hand holding a piece of blue and red plastic. Don't tell me that's an electronic keycard.
This is your keycard.
Okay. I'm going to nod and wait for her to put it on the counter this time.
Oh, I see you're confused by this. You were expecting an old-fashioned key, weren't you?
You'd think so, given there's one behind you. She's excitedly waving the card around her head.
Well, we decided to modernize for a number of reasons.
Suddenly, she curtails her excitement as if she remembered something.
Oh, you must be very tired. Perhaps I'll tell you about it some other time. It's a really interesting story.
I'm looking forward to hearing it sometime.
Here.
She hands over the keycard and puts some kind of document on the counter.
I'll just need your signature.
Well, I'm obviously going to draw the stick figure instead.
All right. Thank you.
She barely manages not to laugh.
I'm here if you need anything. Enjoy your stay.
Bye. Well, time to leave. And well, back up to our room, except probably a little bit quicker than last time. Not only do we have no motivation, we're feeling incredibly anxious, and we're a little bit drunk. Is this better or worse? Well, I don't know. We got to our room quicker.
Come on, you thief!
The paint is peeling from the wood of the door, but number 6 is new, shiny and chrome. Does the knob work? Nope. Let me try again, just be sure. Nope. Alright, let's go in. Okay then. Well, suitcase. Your dusty suitcase, the smallest one you own, is lying on the folded sheets. Even thinking about unpacking right now is making you feel terrified. Why am I afraid of unpacking? Perhaps you're scared of what you might find inside? Or maybe worried that by unpacking you accept that you're going to stay here for some time? They're going to keep me here forever, aren't they? Yes. That took longer than normal to come back. Was that deliberate? Perhaps I could relax a bit in the armchair instead. Yeah, the armchair is probably safe. This armchair looks exactly like the one in Dr. Fink's room. Sit down. As soon as your buttocks touch the frayed armchair seat, tiredness overwhelms you. Coming to this nowhere motel to attend therapy you don't need has drained you both physically and mentally. All you want is to sleep, but unnerving restlessness is gnawing at you from the inside, like a colony of termites munching on a piece of dead wood. Well, I'm going to stare at my suitcase. What a pitiful, inert object. It's full of my stuff. Stuff, clothes, phone charger, toothbrush, might as well be empty. But it isn't. And it won't ever be without your help. Maybe I'll just sleep on the seat. I don't need the purple pill. Your ears are pierced by a ringtone that you swore to change some years ago. Who's calling? Your screen simply reads unknown number. You feel betrayed by your own phone masking the identity of the mysterious caller. Let's answer it.
Hello, sir. Am I speaking with Eugene Harrow?
Who wants to know?
My name is Percy Rugger, and I'm a senior sales executive at Ulterior Paralegal Exploits Consultancy. We'd like to offer our help regarding your case.
My case?
Well, if my information is correct, you have recently been unjustly forced to participate in treatment which, in our opinion, may have consequences not aligned with your best interests. Now, I'm sure you're quite concerned, Mr. Harrow, but don't worry. We're here to help you regain your rights.
Are you referring to my psychotherapy here in Rue Valley?
Mr. Harrow, let me be frank with you. I have no idea where this true valley of yours is, but we will work together to put an end to this undue response to your, well, unique situation. I mean, we have only known each other for a couple of minutes, and I can already see what a strong-willed individual you are. You know what you want, and nothing will stop you from getting it.
Well, now we're arrogant because we're now all the way over here. We're now much more extroverted. So, damn right.
So I presume you're ready for the next step in our cooperation?
What do I have to decide right now?
I completely understand what you're trying to say, Mr. Harrow. To make things easier for you, I'll simply write down your general consent here and forward your case to my colleagues in our paralegal department. They'll contact you shortly. Well, Mr. Harrow, it was a colossal pleasure talking with you. Juice!
Before you have a chance to say anything, the phone line is already dead. Well, let's sleep again. As your mind begins to drift, reality fades away. For a precious moment, there's only darkness and silence, but your mind refuses to calm down, and soon your thoughts start chasing each other in circles. So now we've got some more information, now that we've been through what I assume is Loop 2. Although, what's interesting is that the way that we came into the second loop was the same as the way we came into the first loop. So, I guess I shouldn't make the assumption that the first loop is the first loop, right? It could be that we've been in this loop for more time than we realize, and this is simply when us, the player, are picking it up. This could be like loop 50, and that's why we have a lack of motivation. We feel like we're stuck in this endless loop because we are. Or maybe this is the start, as it says. But anyway, we have the loudest thunder. For a split second, the whole world was exploding. It was just a thunderclap, the loudest one you ever witnessed. At least my reflexes still work. As well as your heart is racing from the sudden shock. Alright. We have this. Suddenly, the night sky turns blood red and you feel an infinite scream passing through everything. Unbearable anxiety engulfs you. Hide, the fiery sky. Night sky turned blood red, yet the infinite scream. But you can't hide from the whole sky being on fire any better than you can from your own past. Then suddenly, everything happened again. Everything again, but nothing after. And we have a careless driver. Judging by the careless driving you witnessed, the man is either under the influence or another patient of Dr. Fink's. This maniac is going to kill somebody. Most likely himself. When did this happen? This evening, but later. Alright. The meaning of what you've just experienced is still hard to grasp. Is this some weird deja vu? The memories seem so real, and yet these things clearly never happened. Have you actually gone completely mad? Were they right to send you to Fink, or to Dr. Fink? But what if the careless driver really does show up? What if lightning actually strikes the motel and the night sky turns red? Mind map intentions. The combination of several specific memories can create an idea. With enough inspiration or willpower points, you can turn that idea into an intention. Intention opens new dialogue options that will lead you through the journey of completing that intention. Keep in mind that not all that you intend can be successfully achieved. I understand. Okay, so we have this. Memory or fantasy. How could you remember something that is yet to happen? Then again, why would you imagine events so specific? Hold to commit? Not enough willpower again. You want to get up and find out if these strange memories will play out in reality, or if it is all but the fever dream of a lunatic. Yet, you can't. It's all too much. All you really want to do is forget you ever even had these weird visions. To forget about being here. To forget about the incident. Ooh. What caused us to, what caused us to be here in the first place? Let's stay in the armchair forever. I'm gonna close my eyes again. As soon as you close your eyes, the images return again, chasing one another. You can't seem to calm down until at last you open your eyes again. Well, maybe I'll try the purple pill. Swallow the purple pill. Wait a second, are you sure it's a good idea to swallow this mysterious sleeping pill so soon after drinking alcohol? Come on, it's a non-prescription drug and I had one small sip of whiskey. It won't kill me. I say, not entirely sure that it won't. Swallowing a pill without any water is not a pleasant task, true, but getting up only to get some water definitely feels like too much of an effort. Yep, force the pill down my throat. Using saliva as a lubricant, you help the pill, or you help the purple capsule find its way into your stomach. You have no idea how long it will take until its effects kick in, so there's nothing you can do but wait. Well then, back to the phone. With a gentle touch, the phone screen turns on again. Let's do some doom scrolling. We'll scroll through our feed. That always makes you feel drowsy. You start scrolling, but every post looks like you've already seen it before. Same old, same old. Well, let's try closing our eyes again. As soon as you close your eyes, the images return, each chasing one another. But gradually your thoughts begin to slow down and your consciousness lightens its feverish grip on you. No remorse. Hey, we lost our anxious apprehension. That's good. Maybe. Was it the purple pill? Or was it the numb night? It doesn't matter. Nothing matters. We'll embrace this sweet relief. Like a leaf on the wind, you're tossed this way and that. But what is this? A tiny spark of light seems to have taken root deep inside you. It must have broken away from that mighty forked bolt of the brightest lightning you ever saw earlier. A spark still without shape, still without purpose, but full of potential. The sound of the loudest thunder jerks you out of your slumber. The speck of energy now fully grown is pulsing in your chest. You remember this feeling. Hey, I'm no longer completely without motivation. Inspirations. Inspiration points are small sparks of inspiration that can be used to motivate ideas and turn them into intentions. Be aware that when you spend inspiration points that they are gone for good. Okay, I understand. So we now have 1 point. Available willpower and inspiration. Also, we have now lost a little bit of our sensitivity. We're no longer as dramatic as we were. And we're not indecisive right now. The speck of energy now fully grown is pulsing in your chest. You remember this feeling. And as you finally recognize what it is, your pathetic attempt at forgetting about what you experienced earlier is shattered. Okay. Now this. Ooh, okay. Memory or fantasy? Hold to commit. You have to find out if the careless driver showed up again. You must know if the sky really or will really be set ablaze. You need to see if everything will happen again, and if it does, you need to remember. Get up. Active intentions. Here you can see your active intentions, selecting them to see more detail about how to complete them. Choosing intention will open the mind map with that intention in focus. So if I click this, we can go to there. Okay. Wonderful. Well, let's head outside. The rain has slackened off, and you see nothing out of the ordinary, nothing that you could put your finger on. If the careless driver visited the motel, he has surely left already while you were sleeping. Oh, I should have found the strength to get up earlier. There. It's not your fault. You were incapacitated. Well, let's glance towards the parking lot. As you stare at the reflections on the wet, dark asphalt, the memory begins unfolding in your mind again. He enters the car, starts the engine, and then he hits the transformer while driving in reverse, smashing his rear light before driving away in a cloud of smoke. If this really happened, you may be able to find some evidence down there. That's right. I could find evidence, so I can't just click down there, I have to click on the stairs. That's okay, we can do that. And head down this way. Then, I guess the best evidence we can find is probably the transformer. Just a little bashed. As you come closer to the transformer, you immediately notice a couple of red plastic shards. I'm such a great detective. A damn good detective. You are so smart. I have no idea what this is to us, but it's obviously something that's guiding us and is like a companion to us, as well as being the narrator. But I guess it's another part of our psyche that's just like, you're so good. Let's inspect the transformer. The transformer doesn't show any obvious signs of the impact. The shards? There are several small ones scattered all around, translucent triangles and rhomboids. The largest of them is lying right next to the transformer, shiny and wet, boldly staring at you from the dirty asphalt. Inspect it. This shard is obviously part of a broken taillight. This means he's been here already. There is no other option. Well, I'm not indecisive right now, so I'm not going to think it could be from another vehicle. I'm simply going to say I knew I would find something here, and I did. So it has to be true. And then, before you can wrap your head around all this, the skies are once again set ablaze exactly as you remembered, only confusing you even further. What will happen now? Will you find yourself back at Dr. Fink's office in a moment? Will you remember anything? Or was this a one-time thing and the evening will now continue as if nothing has happened? Befuddled, you cast your gaze on your wristwatch. It's 8:47 PM. From now on, you will have the exact time displayed here. Pay attention to it because in Rue Valley, situations change when the time changes. Characters might leave some locations and arrive at others. Their mood might change and they might act differently at different times. Wait, so it's only 47 minutes that we're in this time loop for. Wow. Okay. Well, I understand. The frenetic sound of the alarm nudges you back to the present.
Still with me, Mr. Harrell?
I'm gonna nod this time.
Mr. Harrell, I am aware of a slight lack of motivation that you may be experiencing right now.
A lack of motivation, but you are motivated. You just need to remember. To remember? Yes, there's something very important. A muffled sound of metallic clang from the outside interrupts your train of thought. And suddenly, an image of a young woman punching and kicking the old vending machine emerges in your mind. But, like the first rock in an avalanche, it's inevitably followed by others and more memories start emerging. The receptionist, the thunder, the mysterious driver, and finally that of yourself, standing in front of the transformer under the fiery sky, hoping you won't forget everything again. Everything happened again. The loudest of thunderclaps happened as you foresaw. You found several red plastic shards by the power transformer where the careless driver smashed his rear light, and then the sky turned red again. All to wrap up. As you struggle to put the memories in the correct order, your mental fog dissipates and two simple words form on your lips. Time loop. Well, we got an inspiration back for that, so looks like doing one of these will also...
Loop?
Oh, we said that out loud? It looks like doing one of these also gives you inspiration. Ah, okay. Dr. Fink's voice pulls you back to the old motel room.
I don't think I follow, Mr. Harrell. Would you care to elaborate?
You just had to say that out loud. Good luck explaining it. Well, let's see what we're going to say. I'm going to say, I am trapped in a time loop. Well, ain't that the smartest thing to say to a psychotherapist at the end of your first session? He's probably going to draft you a certificate of sanity right now.
I see.
He gives you a concerned look and starts to scribble something in his notebook. You're pretty sure that you wrote down the word crazy at least once. I'm just going to keep telling him exactly what's happening. The next 47 minutes are repeating over and over again. He scribbles a few more words.
All right. And how does that make you feel?
He doesn't believe you. He thinks you're crazy. You don't believe me.
Mr. Harrell, it doesn't matter if I believe you or not. We are here to understand your situation and take the appropriate actions.
Another scribble. You think I'm crazy? Yes. But that's the narrator saying that he thinks I'm crazy, not him.
Of course not. I'm just keeping notes so we can be on track in our next sessions, for which I think you could use a good night's rest. You should go and check in at the office. Your room is probably ready by now.
Well, let's get up. And now, I am going to end our first episode there. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time for more Rue Valley.